Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. Massa Tutorials. We see what where mathematics literacy begins. Alright, we are still on our NOMTech 2022 solutions. This is the objective test. This time around, we'll be solving from what question 26 way through to what 30, 26, 27, 28, 29, then 30. Right. So now question 26 we state what the direction or the bearing from a point X from a point Y is 074 degrees. The direction or the bearing of a point X from a point Y is 074 degrees. What is the direction or what is the bearing of Y from X? Alright, so this time around, for objective sake, you can use this formula straightforward. If the angle or the bearing given inside the question is less than 180 degrees, if it is less than 180 degrees, then it will be what? Let's use theta degrees to represent the bearing given inside the question. So it will be theta degrees plus 180 degrees. But if it is greater than 180 degrees, then it will be theta degrees minus 180 degrees, which means that we subtract 180 degrees from theta, which is the bearing given inside the question. So now let's see. So here the bearing given inside the question is what? 74 degrees. So which means that it is less than what? 74 degrees. So we add that to what? 180 degrees. So now I have my 180 degrees plus 74 degrees, which means addition is what? Commutative. So 180 plus 74, which is what? 254 degrees. 254 degrees. Now they are saying that what is the bearing of Y from X? So therefore, hence the bearing of Y from X is 254 degrees, which is option A. Option E. Option A for apple. Option A for apple. Or if you don't like this, you can solve another one as in. So if you don't like that, you can solve this. So they are saying the bearing of a point X from a point Y. So the starting point here is what? Y. So the starting point is Y. So I draw my cardinal points: north, south, east, then what? West. Then I have my origin. So 74 degrees. So I have my Y here. 74 degrees. It can be located here. That's 074 degrees. That's the three-figure bearing. So it can be located there. So I have something here which is 074 degrees. So I have my north, south, east, then what? West. So origin. So this 074 degrees, this is the bearing for X. Or let me write it here. The bearing for X. This 074 degrees is equal to this 074 degrees here. Which means what? Alternate angles are equal. So now, so there's the bearing or the diagram to show the bearing. So what is the bearing of Y from this place? So we start from what? The North Pole. Then we measure to that. So we start from the North Pole, then we measure to this path here. So now here is 90 degrees plus 90 degrees, then plus this 74 degrees. So now the direction into brackets what? Bearing. The bearing of Y from X is what? 090 degrees plus 090 degrees plus what? My 074 degrees. So if I add that, I get 90 plus 90 plus my 74, which is 254 degrees, which is the same answer we had. Option A for apple. Option A for apple. So question 27, we have this figure on the board. So they said we should calculate the value of x. So now let's redraw the figure again. So I have something as that. So these two lines are parallel lines, and parallel lines, they do not meet, right? So I can extend this guy down, then I can also extend this guy to down. Then I have this my lines here. Right. So now I have here to be 5x, here to be 3x, then here to be 136 degrees as that. Right. So now, how best? So now I can extend this one to down. I can extend this one to down as that. So I have this complete diagram here. This complete diagram here. This complete diagram. Very, very simple. So now how best can we solve these guys here? How best can we solve this guy? So now, watch here. Watch here. Alright, so now let's see. We can see that this 5x here, this 5x here, correspond to this angle here, 5x. Right, so I can see that this angle and that angle are corresponding angles, right? Then this guy, 3x, is equal to this side, 3x, which is what? Vertically opposite what? Angles, vertically opposite angles. So this 5x here correspond to this 5x here, which is what? Corresponding angles. Then this 3x is equal to this 3x, which is what? Vertically opposite angles. Then I can say that adjacent angles, right, on a straight line add up to what? 180 degrees. So I can find for this angle here, which means I can subtract from what? I can subtract 136 from 180. So I get 180 degrees minus 136 degrees, which gives us 180 minus 136, which is 44 degrees. So I get here to be 44 degrees. So I have here to be 5x, then here to be 3x. So as we can see, we have three-dimensional shape here, right? We have three-dimensional shape. So we have a triangle inside. So we can use triangle properties. So which is 5x plus 3x plus 44. Then we equate it to what? 180 degrees. Why? Because the sum of interior angles inside what? A triangle, right? The sum of interior angles of a triangle is what? 180. So I have 5x plus 3x plus 3x plus 44 degrees must be equal to 180 degrees. So 5x plus 3x is what? 8x. Then we what? We group. We get this. So 8x must be equal to 180 minus 44. 180 minus 44, which is 136 degrees. Then we divide here by 80 also by 8. Then I get my x, which is 17 degrees. 17 degrees. 17 degrees. That's option B for boy. Option B for boy. Option B for boy. Very, very simple and very, very trivial as well. All right, question 28. We still have another circuit here and here. So don't forget, WASI, always you get questions on circuit theories. So you better sit down and start learning that. It is very, very simple. When you know that, it is very, very, very simple. Very simple. So now let's see this question. In the diagram, O is the center of the circle. We have O as the center of the circle. So let's see O here, right? If reflex angle QOR, so we can see again, we have reflex angle QOR. So reflex angle QOR, which is what? 290 degrees. Find angle QPR. So they want this angle here at the circumference, the angle at the circumference. So now here, we can find for this angle here. So that's angle QOR. don't forget, angle QOR is different from reflex angle QOR. So I can find for angle QOR, which is what? These two angles, they meet at what? At a particular point, which is the center. So they add up to what? 360 degrees. So I can say that reflex angle what? QOR plus angle QO plus angle QOR equals what? 360 degrees. So angle QOR equals 360 degrees minus reflex angle is what? 290 degrees. So angle QOR must be equal to 360 degrees minus 290 degrees, which is what? 70 degrees. 70 degrees. So I have here to go 70 degrees. Then now we can proceed and say that what? If here is 70 degrees, how can I find for what? My angle QPR. Then I can say that what? Twice the angle this arc subtends at the circumference is equal to what? The angle this arc subtends at the what? At the center. Twice this arc. So twice this angle this arc what? Subtends at the what? At the circumference is equal to what? This arc subtends at the what? At the center. Or we can say that twice an angle subtends at the what? At the circumference is equal to what? The angle this chord subtends at the center. So twice of this guy must be equal to that, right? So now, if I want the angle subtended at the circumference, which is angle P, that's angle, I can say that twice of angle what? QPR must be equal to what? Angle QOR, not the reflex. We are dealing with angle QOR, which is 70, right? So now I have this, which means that I have to divide here by what? By 2. Then here is what? 70 degrees. So I have to divide that one 2 by 2. So this guy cancels that. Then I get what? Angle QPR, which is what? 35 degrees. 35 degrees. 35 degrees. So therefore, angle QPR equals what? 35 degrees. So here is 35 degrees. 35 degrees. So which is option A. Option E for apple. Option E for apple. So our last but one question, which is question 29. A rectangular tank is 80 centimeters long. So I can draw my rectangular tank. So, or we can say that's a rectangular box, right? So this time around, it's a tank, not a box. It's a tank, not a box. So a rectangular tank. So a tank is in the form of what? A rectangle here. Now they are saying that it is what? 80 centimeters long. So the length is 80 centimeters. Then 60 centimeters wide. So I can see that the width is what? 60 centimeters. Then the height is 50 centimeters high. How many liters of water? They said we should leave our answer in what? Liters. But they gave our units in what? Centimeters. So now let's see. How many liters of water? Then that means, think of it that they are trying to tell you that find for the volume. The volume. So how do we find for the volume of a rectangular tank? So I get my length times my width times my height. So my volume must be equal to the length is 80 times the width, which is 60, times the height, which is 50. So the volume 80 times the 60 times the 50, which is 240,000 cm cubed. 240,000 cm cubed. That's 240,000 cm cubed. But if you check the answers, we have it there, which is wrong. They are telling you to leave your answer in liters, not centimeters, right? So in liters, then you have to note that 1 cm cubed or 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 0.0001 liters. Don't forget. 1 cm cubed equals what? 0.0001 liters or liter, sorry. 1 cm cubed or 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 0.001 liter. So now my 240,000 cm cubed or cubic centimeter is equal to what? Question mark. So we cross multiply. So 1 multiplies question mark equals 240,000 times my what? 0.0001. Right. So now 1 times question mark is question mark. So how can we multiply that? So now let's see. I have my 240,000. Now let's move the point. We move the point 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've moved it 4 times. So we multiply. So I have 240,000 by 1. So when you multiply, you get 240,000. But this time around, don't forget our number of decimal places removed. So we have to bring it back, which is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So I'll get to mine 200 and what? I'll get my 224. Alright, so let's see. We add the volume to 240,000 cm cubed. So we have to convert that to what? Liters. Since the question says what? How many liters of water can the tank hold? So 1 cubic centimeter must be equal to 0.001 liter. 1 cubic centimeter must be equal to 0.001 liter, not 0.0001 liter. So now, my 240,000 cm cubed is equal to question mark. So we can do our cross product. So 1 times question mark equals 0.001 times 240,000. So question mark must be equal to, when you multiply 1 times that, we get what? 240,000. Then decimal place, let's see, 1, 2, 3, so 3, 1, 2, 3. So we get question mark being equal to 240.0 liters. So question mark equals 240 liters. This or that is the same thing. So now let's see which is option B for boy. Option B for boy. Option B for boy. So we have our last question, which says what? Question 30. The standard deviation of a distribution is 0.8. Find the variance. Now, we have to take note that square root of the variance is equal to the standard deviation, which is SD. Now, we have been given that the standard deviation is 0.8. So now I can say that square root of the variance is equal to standard deviation, which is 0.8. So now, how do we find for the variance? You have to square both sides. So we have to square both sides. So don't forget this only. Square root of the variance is always equal to what? The standard deviation. Don't forget, square root of the variance is always equal to the standard deviation. So I have square root of the variance, which must be equal to 0.8 all squared. So this one takes away that. So I get my variance being equal to 0.8 all squared. So 0.8 all squared, which is what? 0.64. 0.64. So this is our variance, 0.64, which is option B for boy. Option B for boy. So always take note that square root of the variance is always equal to what the standard deviation. All right, we are done with our 30th question, our first five questions. All right, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So you have 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's, we started from question 26 to question what, 30, and we are done. Thank you for subscribing to Massa Tutorials. Kindly subscribe, like, share to your friends who say that what mathematics is a what, it's a mad phobia. No, 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 my friend. The kanka math is something you have to sit down, practice, practice, then you'll be good to go. Okay, don't worry, it's not difficult at all. Just constant practice, you go or you see it through. Remember, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. And mathematics is not a spectator of what sport. So be rest assured that you have to sacrifice your time, and sit down on your autos and learn. You surely get there. All right, thank you for subscribing. See you in our next tutorial section.